What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. This is Jaron Ennis. He has some words for Errol Spence. Let's just take a listen.
The welterweight Jaron Ennis. What's good, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. I'm gonna just get right to it. I ain't gonna hold you too long. Cody Crowley defeats #1 ranked Kujatio Abdulkakarov, the only guy that was ranked ahead of you for Errol Spence's IBF title. What's your reaction to that?
We was actually trying to get the #1 guy, and I don't know what happened, but we was trying. That's the guy that we wanted to fight. So he lost, and I guess they're gonna make me #1. I got to fight for #1 spot, something like that. I don't know. It don't matter. I feel like everything falling right into place. Yeah, we right there. We almost there.
Like you're either #1, #2, #3 in every sanctioning body. Is there a particular route that you want to go, or it doesn't matter? Whatever champ is willing to get in the ring.
With me, it don't matter. It don't matter what route we go, but I'm the highest in the IBF, I think I'm the highest in the IBF. Well, I should be the highest in the IBF, so that's the route we're gonna go and we're gonna take. So, but whatever presents itself first, though, it don't matter.
How do you see a fight with Errol Spence going?
Versus who?
You.
With me? Me doing what I always been doing, but, taking it to a different level, being smarter, not looking for a knockout, letting things come to me, putting on a beautiful show, and finishing that at the end of the night with a knockout.
What does he bring to the table that could possibly make that a difficult fight?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't think nothing, because anything he can do, I can do better. And I'm bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, and he's a great fighter. But I feel like right now I'm just on a whole different level. My mindset on a whole different level. I'm too hungry right now. I'm hungry, I'm coming to take whatever they put on the table, and that belt will be on the table, so I'm coming to take that. And that's what you gotta do when you fight the champions. You gotta go take that belt.
I love the energy. Do you feel like you were exactly where those guys was 5 to 10 years ago, right before they got their shot?
Yeah, I'm in the same spot where they was, a few years ago, and they know how it is, they know how it feels, and 9 times out of 10, they probably not gonna want to fight somebody like me because they understand how hungry I am, and they know I want that belt, and I'm coming, and ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting that belt.
If the IBF orders you to be the mandatory, do you see Errol getting in the ring with you, or do you see him vacating the belt and taking another fight?
I'm not sure. That's up to him and his team. We here, we willing to fight these guys and fight Errol Spence. But that's up to them. That's what they do. Either they fight me or they keep the belts.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. So, that was Jaron Ennis. And I want to comment on what he said. And also explain something, that it get into something that pretty much to me is just weird about people. First off, I like his energy. I like his confidence. The fact that he's ready. In his mind, he wants this fight. He's ready right now. And you read comments and all you hear is, and see is, he's not ready. He's tripping. Yo, Spence will put him to sleep. Yo, he can't mess with Bud Crawford. He can't mess with Errol Spence. Now, they're not bringing up Keith Thurman's name because Keith Thurman has been MIA. But I even seen a few comments was saying he haven't even beat somebody on Thurman's level yet. Thurman really is the best welterweight. It's debatable between him and Crawford. And I'm sitting here going, you want to know what's so really crazy about all of these so-called fight fans? First off, you guys are not fight fans. And I'm talking to the ones that they're not fight fans. You're fans of fighters. First off, all you've been hearing for the past couple of years is complaints that Spence has not gotten in the ring yet with Terence Crawford, with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has not gotten in the ring with Crawford. We gave Sean Porter his flowers, so to speak, because he's the only one that got in the ring with all of them. Danny Garcia, you know, he's gotten there with Porter, with Spence, with Thurman. Okay, never gotten there with Crawford, but you know, you've been hearing this whole, oh man, they all need to fight each other. The same thing we see happening at 135 right now. Then when somebody steps up that wants to challenge, that has skill, that has talent, that's ready to, hey, let's mix it up. Oh, he ain't ready. Oh, he ain't good enough. Like, what do you guys want? You guys, like this whole, you know, like this generation is so full of excuses that if you even listen to the so-called fans when they speak, they always bring up age, right? But it's funny because when a guy wins a title at 22 years old, 23 years old, right? You don't hear people saying, hey, he's only going to get better. You know, it's a great accomplishment for him to be at that age and beat a world-class fighter. Even if the world-class fighter he beat is not A level. He could be B level. You understand what I'm saying? B minus level. And you guys are still going, oh, but he ain't fighting over. It's always another excuse. I'm glad that somebody is putting pressure on them. I mean, you notice how nobody's talking about Ugas anymore? So that goes to show you that even after the Pacquiao fight, people really know deep down inside, he beat the fight against Pacquiao, but even he himself is not what he used to be. Are you really excited to see Ugas versus Spence? In fact, what would you rather see? Jaron Ennis versus Errol Spence? Or would you rather see Ugas versus Errol Spence? Or Terence Crawford? And for that matter, I feel like a lot of times it might take a new face to come in to light a fire underneath these other guys that will make them finally decide, you know what, I want this fight now. Because they'll start to get overlooked. Let's just be honest, okay? If 3-4 years go by, Errol Spence, 34, 35, something like that, 3-4 years from now, and he lose, does it help a guy like Jaron Ennis for people to say, man, he only won because Spence was old? Oh, Spence wasn't the same no more. Or Terence Crawford wasn't the same anymore. Man, these guys need to get here and make it happen. It's like, it's so played out to hear you guys keep talking like every goddamn champion got to be 30 years old when he first won the title. You know, and to be honest with you, by the time a guy is in his like mid-30s, between 33 and 35, people are starting to call you old in boxing. It's like, especially when you've been boxing like all your life. You know, the wear and tear on your body, and people start to call you old by then. Even though you're young in life, okay, but they start to call you old in boxing. I mean, I can remember Muhammad Ali, a training video where a guy was talking and says, Muhammad Ali's trying to get this 32-year-old body back in shape and this and this. Even Ali was 30, what was he, 32? When I forgot who he fought before the George Foreman fight, and he was saying that he was tired, like he didn't look the same because of his age. Early 30s. He was 32 years old. I forgot what fight it was, but he said that at the end of that fight, it was because of his age. So when these guys are winning, I mean, man, you are in your physical prime when you're 22, 23. Those, you know, always, everybody don't develop the same way. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example, right? You can see the improvements in Devin Haney. You can see the improvements in Shakur Stevenson. You can see the improvements in these guys. Teofimo Lopez, you can see these guys, like, you can see, like, okay, them getting better with each fight. Now, we know Teofimo just lost to Kambosos, but Kambosos, to me, this wasn't an upset because I feel like, I said, you better not take Kambosos light. That dude, he's dangerous. Kambosos can fight. Now, bottom line is, even though he lost that fight, Teofimo Lopez is a solid fighter, but you saw the growth of these guys. Can we say the same thing about Anthony Joshua? So my point is, Anthony Joshua being 30, 31, he has not evolved. We've seen these guys evolving. They're much younger than Anthony Joshua. So my point, you can't look at a guy, Joseph Parker, same thing. Joseph Parker did not evolve. So we can't sit there, oh, well, it's different in different divisions. So what? You have not seen these guys, like when we saw the potential, like when Anthony Joshua first beat Charles Martin, what did everybody say? Well, he can't go backwards now. Got to go forward. That doesn't mean he was ready for the no. It's not to say that you're ready for the top guys when you get a title. Like, he beat Charles Martin. It counts for something. Okay? Charles Martin, there's a lot of heavyweights better than he is. Okay? He said out of his own mouth, the real victory was against Klitschko. Not to discredit Charles Martin, but that was the real victory. Charles Martin didn't put up much of a fight. Okay? But at the end of the day, my point is he got the title on his, 16th fight or something like that. Anthony Joshua, when he won the title, I wasn't concerned with, oh, he's not ready. No, it's, oh, okay. That's why you train. That's why you constantly train. You're learning. You're getting better. You always hear Anthony Joshua say, I'm still learning. But his pace is like to the point where, I mean, goddamn, at what age are you going to start to peak? Well, we can see like your early 30s now. At what point are you starting to peak? My point, you see all these guys, you know, even like with Canelo, you've seen some things change. You know, but at the same time, you know, Canelo's now 30. But from the time when he lost to Floyd at 23, you know, people, oh, he's only 23. And it's like, yeah, you guys are not saying the same shit for Shakur Stevenson and all these guys. Even though they're undefeated, the point is you're not, when they fight somebody, oh, they're not fighting anybody. What's the guy Shakur Stevenson just beat? And then people started saying, oh, man, that's because if he was younger, he'd have beat Shakur Stevenson. I forget the guy name he just fought. But bottom line is, it's like, at what age? Okay, it's not about the age. It's the individual, the skill level that you are at that particular time in your life. Okay, I feel like this, and this is something that anybody who's a boxing fan, not a fighter fan, they will tell you, once you are in there with world-class fighters, like you're like, okay, I done fought, like an example, after he fought Klitschko. Now, you got to take what fights are available to you, or you just not fighting at all, which is not helping you either. But after he fought Klitschko, bottom line, he was fighting the best guys that was available. He was fighting, look at the people that he's beaten. People just start to forget these things, okay? But you haven't seen him evolve. Okay, so even though these guys right now are much, 7, 8 years, younger than Anthony Joshua, they're much more exciting in their divisions than he is in the heavyweight division. We can't sit here and keep acting like everybody got to be 30 years old by the time, oh, you don't develop until you're, late 20s, early. Stop with that shit. That's bullshit. It's an individual thing. It is an individual thing. It's not everybody just automatically peaks at the same, no. Dillian White, you know what's so funny? Dillian White, him and AJ both got better from the time that they fought. But at the same time, you know what people seem to forget? You remember how people were saying, but Wilder only had a short career, man. And you guys realize that Dillian White had less amateur fights? That he has less experience overall than Deontay Wilder? But we still looking at Dillian White talking about he deserved his shot, right? At the world title. Are people looking at Dillian White saying, no, I don't think Dillian's ready? Dillian got knocked out by Povetkin. He came back and won the rematch, yeah, but he still got knocked out. Now, the only difference between him losing to Povetkin versus AJ getting beat by Usyk, for example, okay, you can say Ruiz, or got to put Ruiz out of it because, in the Ruiz fight, the fight was stopped. AJ, Dillian White would say he quit. He didn't quit, okay? The fight was stopped. But bottom line is, he came back, he avenged that. But at that point, he was getting beat up. Dillian was beating Povetkin and got dropped. Does it matter? He still lost. He came back, he avenged that. You guys don't see holes in Dillian White's game too? You see the point what I'm saying? How old is he? Same age as AJ. So this is the point that I'm saying. At what point does Jaron Ennis step up and want to fight these guys? Be glad he wants to fight these guys now. So the Conor Benns, the Virgil Ortiz, all these guys that we have right now, we need these guys. Like I said, they're the next crop of welterweights. We need for them to put pressure on these guys. So pretty much the word that I got, it was an article I read about Errol Spence that he, had some words for Terence Crawford saying, while I'm working, you keep running your mouth. Make the fight. I haven't heard anything other than just talk. What if? Could it be? Is it possible? So I don't know what's going on between Spence and Crawford. Are these guys going to fight? However it's going to be. But Jaron Ennis saying what he said, I respect that. Don't you know everybody who Errol Spence fight? I roll with Errol Spence. I like Jaron Ennis as a fighter. And I'm saying, you know what? This is what boxing, this is what people need to do. This is what they need to do. Now, he was only answering the question, okay? But like he said, I feel like I'm bigger than Errol Spence, better, smarter, faster, do everything better. And bottom line is, I want the fight. And pretty much, for Errol Spence, for his legacy, he should want to fight a guy like Jaron Ennis. He should want to fight a guy like Terence Crawford. And vice versa. All these guys should want to fight each other. So whether it's Crawford first or whether it's Errol Spence, however it goes, however it goes. Now, let's just say, for example, he gets in the ring and let's say Ugas wants to fight with him. And he goes in there and beats Ugas down and people go, yo, now we think he's ready. What is it going to take? He's going to go in there and have to beat them to prove it. That's all good. That's how I like to see it done. Not sitting up debating about who can and who can't. We all can have our opinions, but I think that Jaron Ennis, what he's saying, and like I said, it's not like he's just going around making videos, just saying things about people. He was asked questions in an interview, but I like his energy. I like what he had to say. If either one of those champions are not going to fight each other, then fight a guy like Jaron Ennis then. You guys honestly should be glad that Conor Benn is developing. Ortiz is developing. Jaron Ennis is developing. Instead of sitting back, it's crazy because, like I said, all I hear is people complaining about, oh, man, this guy, he ain't going to fight this guy. Oh, he's ducking this guy. Oh, this guy should fight this guy. But then all of a sudden, when you got guys coming up and they're starting to make some noise, oh, he ain't ready. Oh, he ain't going to do this. Oh, he can't beat this. Then what do you guys want? What do you want to see happen? Do you want the fights or no? It's like, I mean, really, anytime somebody want that smoke, now whether you feel like they deserve it or not, that means nothing. Why? Because these guys end up fighting who's available. And then you complain about who they're fighting. So why not take a up-and-coming prospect? Look, Jaron Ennis is no baby. Conor Benn is no baby. I even hear commentators, people, oh, he's only 25, he's only 26, oh, he's only good. How long? We don't know how long these guys are gonna hold up. Boxing is constant wear and tear on your body. So right now, a guy could like he's on top of the world. His very next fight, you could be going, damn, what happened to this guy? He looked terrible. We don't know. But I can tell you, I personally think that Jaron Ennis right now, I think that he's a good fight for any of these guys. And at the end of the day, if he lose, don't go to, oh, man, he was too young. Oh, he wasn't experienced. Listen, at the end of the day, somebody has to fight somebody. Kell Brook was outboxing Errol Spence until Errol Spence broke him down and got him out of it. But up until then, Errol Spence wasn't the most polished guy. But he was getting there fighting guys and was winning. Nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence at that time. Let's not forget that. He was the so-called boogeyman back then. Let's not forget. After he, got that title, he started feeling himself, and all of a sudden, he started doing to them what they was doing to him. Now he want to play hard to get. And that's when it was like, all right, Errol, you tripping right now. You tripping. So I personally like what Jaron Ennis, I like his answer, and I like the fact that he wants that fight. And, you guys that are complaining about, yo, he's not ready and he shouldn't. like I said, I don't know what you guys want. I feel like you guys sit up and like you take notes and write down, this is what I think this guy should do. Because I guess you go through every fighter and just plan their life for him. Man, be glad that somebody want the smoke. Because in all honesty, like I told you guys before, these guys are already multi-millionaires. A lot of them didn't even fight the best fighters in their division yet. Now, Errol Spence, you got to give him his credit because he has gotten there with the best guys in his division, with the exception of Thurman and Spence, Crawford right now. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the challenges start to change, different faces come in, and this is what it is. Life goes on with or without you. So I want to see the fight. I want to see Jaron Ennis versus either one of them. And at the same time, Ortiz, Conor Ben, you know, their name is not being mentioned in that same mix. But Jaron Ennis' name is. I think he's the best fighter out of all these younger guys that's out there with him now. And if he's ready, that's what we want to know. That's what we want to see. I'm about that action. Like I said, I'm not about the debating. And it's not about who I think, can he beat him, can he not beat him? And no, it's all about let's make it happen. So I want to see Jaron Ennis versus Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. I think he's ready right now. I think he's as ready as he's going to be. I think he, right now, is as ready as he needs to be to go in there and fight either one of them. Whether he win or lose, I'm not going, oh, it's because of his age. I'm sick of that bullshit, man. It's always the age. Oh, he's only this age. He's only, stop it. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez defeated Lomachenko, okay? 23 years old. Loma's how old? 32, 33? Did anybody say, God damn, Teofimo just defeated Loma. He's only 23. Now, if he would have lost, oh, man, he wasn't ready. He was only 23. You guys keep psyching yourselves out to believe this thing. Yeah, I do understand some fighters, they haven't peaked yet. But when you are on that level, no, you're good enough to go in there and fight and beat these guys. And that's what he did. You know, we've seen Devin Haney and we've seen, you know, Tank, all these guys. Tank is a little older than them, but we've seen all these guys coming up, fighting guys that had more experience than them, and they beat them. But instead of us wanting to see these guys get better and wanting to see the matchups is, oh, man, he ain't fought nobody. Oh, he ain't shit. Oh, I don't believe in him. Oh, well, you don't have to. But you sound like a little whining, little crying, crappy, little bratty baby, because when the guys do open their mouth to speak to say who they want, then all of a sudden you got something negative to say. I want to see the fight. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.